Good Friday afternoon. Welcome to the Vaping Sportsman. I'm Chris Brown, and this is, as you guessed it, another in-your-face review. Today, folks, I've got something that I'm really excited about showing you, and I know folks, y'all are really excited to see it, because it's very highly anticipated. And this review is going to be on the Wotofo Profile Unity RTA. That's right, not RDA, but RTA. And this is still made by Wotofo and Mr. Just Right, but also TVC had a hand in this as well. As we know, that is Brian from the Vapor Chronicles. But I tell you, I don't want to spend too much time, but I would like to go ahead and ask you, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that like. And after you do that, hit the subscribe, then hit that notification bell, and then share it for all your friends to see. So that way, when I do release another video, which I've got a lot of things coming up, y'all will be the first ones to see. And that'll give you guys something to talk about. But I'll tell you what, folks, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive down, because we've got a lot to talk about. And I want to show you folks how to correctly wick the Profile Unity RTA. And we're back. Now, like I say, today we're taking a look at the Profile Unity RTA. Now, I have already taken the liberty of taking off the top of the packaging. It's nothing more than a piece of plastic, as you can see, and the reason of doing so is because of the glare. And it just has Profile on it and a few things. And you know, honestly, you folks are like me, you're really not interested in the box, because it's not the box that's important, it's what's inside. But here are all your UPC codes, all your social media, your scratch and sniffs. And let's see, well, you know what, let's check and see what we have here. Oh, what is that? There it is. There it is right there. Whew, I don't know about you, but I think Granny must have been sleeping too close to the crack. That smells like her drawers. Oh, and if y'all been smelling your granny's drawers, y'all got problems. But no, it's Friday. I'm feeling good. Like I say, I'm really excited, because this is innovation. This is innovation at its best, at its complete best right now. It's not that long mesh came out, and you know, who would have ever thought that we would go from an RDA to an RTA so fast? I'll tell you who thought of it, Mr. Just Right. And then he contacted Brian over at TVC, and look at what they've come up with. Let's go ahead and take it out. Now this is a 25mm device. Now it does hold 3.5 mils of e-liquid, and with the spare glass, it does hold 5 mils. It will start at the top. It does come with a beautiful A10 drip tip, and it is top filled, and barely, not even just a hair of a turn. It pops right off, and it pops off so easy, and you have to mash down a little bit because it has a really large O-ring in the top, and it's nice black rubber O-rings, not silicone, which lasts twice as long. And if you'll notice, it has big, large kidney ports, but they're a little narrow, but that'll be okay, especially with your Gorilla bottles. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put that back on. And we're going to go, I'll tell you what, we'll go ahead and we'll look at the airflow on this. If you'll notice on the airflow, it has 5 holes on each side, so whatever you adjust on one side, it will be on the other. And right there in laser etch, it does say Profile Unity. Well, it does say Profile. And that's all the logo it has, and it looks very nice and clean on the stainless. And I know it comes in black, and it does come in several other colors, and I'm sure that this will be a huge hit. It will come in just as many colors as the RDA does as well. And now when we flip it over, as we'll see, it does have Mr. Just Right. It does have the Wotofo on it, and it does have TVC from the Vaping Chronicles. And I need to grab my glasses And then as it does say profile, because truthfully I could not even see it. My eyes are getting so bad. Now we're going to go ahead and unscrew the bottom. And let's take a look at the deck. If you've seen the profile RTA, then you have seen this deck before. There are some slight differences, basically with your wicking ports, and of course how it attaches, because this is not an RDA. If you'll notice, it does have a flat head on each side. Oh, I'm so sorry, I wasn't even looking. It does have a flat head on each side. This middle block is spring loaded, and your mesh is going to go right in there. And these are not spring loaded, so you'll have to sort of loosen it, jimmy them open, and then just slide your piece of mesh in. If you'll notice, it is slotted as you look inside the barrel. So this does go in one way. Now when y'all build this, whether it be on an Addy stand or a mod, you will have to take it off and screw it together. This is one of those devices that when it's attached to something, you cannot screw them together. The two pieces will not screw together for whatever reason. They just won't. Now, if you'll also look at the machining in this, this is your airflow. As you see, it has it on each side as it comes in. And now, if you'll see the two holes here, there they are. Right there and there. That's for your juice flow. That's where your juice is going to come in at. Now, we're going to go ahead and take this apart, because I'm going to show you how to convert that. But before doing so, now, like I say, when you get your profile RDA, it's going to come in a box like this. Make sure you go ahead and you take this go ahead and take it apart, because it does come with a bunch of spares. Now, this does come with its own mesh. It comes with two pieces of the off next mesh, as they're getting in on the action as well, and I can't blame them. Also, you will get a peripheral pouch, which will have some extra spring, which does have some extra spring, some O-rings, and this little piece here, that's what we're going to use to convert this from a 3.5 to a 5 mil tank. Also, you will get a Phillips head screwdriver, and if you're wondering how we're going to be able to get the proper bend on that piece of mesh, we're going to use this guy right here. Is also Wotofo always supplies their mesh tool. And I know some people get confused and use the small end. Guys, it's the large end. Now you'll say there's still one thing we're missing. No, we're not. This right here. You get two nice, I think it's two in there, it appears to be, nice shoelace cottons. So that way you have everything you need to build this device except your e-liquid. Because I know most of you guys don't even realize it probably does come with an instruction manual. Because look, do you see how you've got to install this cotton? And I know most of you are not going to look at it, so that's why I'm making this video. One of the reasons is to properly show you folks how to wick the Profile Unity RTA. So you get a lot of things. You get a lot. So I tell you, I'm going to stop right quick. I'm going to attach this base to a mod, and I will show you how to bend the mesh, install it, and wick it. And all right, now I have screwed the base of the atomizer. There we are. We get a little bit better angle directly to my H Cigar VT box DNA 250. Very affordable, built-in LiPo battery mod, replaceable by the way. If you're looking for an awesome box mod, you might want to pick one of these up. All right, now we're going to take this. We will take the mesh tool. We're going to take this piece of mesh, we're going to lay it right on it, and we're just going to bend it just like that, just directly around it, just so it's the exact size. See that? That's all we want to do. Now, it's very important when installing this that you get this even. Make sure this is even, that this is directly in the center. So you want to just slip it in. I've already unloosened the post, the little slots. Just want to lightly lay your finger on it. Just lightly tighten it down a touch on one side. We'll turn it around. We'll lay our finger on it. And we'll tighten it down some. Now, see how easy that is? See how easy that is? Now, it's nice and even. Like I say, you want to make sure it's nice and even. And the reason is because you want to make sure that that this is applying even pressure to your cotton. Because you know, a lot of people are afraid to use mesh, and the reason being is a dry hit. Because they say if you get a dry hit on mesh, it'll make you go back to smoking. And I tell you right now, we definitely don't want to get you back on those stinkies, because all it's going to do is give you cancer and going to kill you. And we don't want to have that. Now, you don't have to pulse it, and that's something I'm really not going to be doing. But I will pulse it just a touch, just because I don't want to get any residual oils from like my finger off of it. Did you see that? You saw that little bit of smoke come off? And that was at 10.4 watts. And my focus doesn't want to focus again today. Don't you love it when that happens? There we go. Alright, now we have that done. We are going to take a piece of this mesh, a piece of the cotton that they sent us. We will be using the Wotofo cotton, because we did use the off next gen mesh. As they say, it is the best mesh on the market. Don't know. Not had that many opportunities to vape on mesh. A couple of sub-ohm tanks. But I do vape mesh in my Delta Squawk mod. And the Reload RTA that comes on it. Now I'll tell you, I already know right offhand that that's too much cotton. That's too much. So I'm already going to go ahead and trim a portion of that off. Did you see that? Look at that. That's a quarter of it. I know already that I'm going to at least need 1/4 of that off, because that's just too much. And when you slide it in, you want to sort of push down, and you don't want to bend the mesh. Now make sure you do not bend that mesh. And you see how easy that slides right in? Now, we're going to go ahead and take the end off. Yes, that's a lot of cotton. Yes, it is. But we're going to be doing a lot of hair cutting. A lot of hair cutting. Now, this shows the pictures in the manual. That's why I showed it to you earlier. Your first cut, you want it just like this. Don't be scared to make it. You see that? See how that looks there? Then we're going to turn it around, and we're going to put it at that angle again. We're going to come out just a little bit off of it, a little bit away, and give it a trim. So we want both sides looking the same. Now we've still got a lot of cotton. There's a lot of trimming to do. Because we want to keep some little tails on this. The little tail, now this side is almost perfect, I'll have to say. So we're going to go in here, we're going to take a little bit more off on the bulk there. Alright, now when you trim these tails, you want these tails to just fall into the wicking port. Because if there's too much cotton in there and it's clogging it up, you're going to get a dry hit. And we do not want to get a dry hit. You'd rather have a dry hit off anything, absolutely anything other than mesh. This is not something you want to get a dry hit on, so that's why I'm going to show you how to properly wick a mesh tank. Now we're going to comb that out because we want to make sure that all the threads are coming the same direction. Now we've still got a lot of cotton there, and we still need to take quite a bit of that off. So I'll tell you, I'm going to stop the camera for a moment. As you saw, well, you made your cut where it's down at the angle, then you start bringing it up. Now I'm going to wet this also, and I will show you that, how I wet it and how I tuck it. Because now you guys have the basic principle of how to do it, because I do not want you to make a mistake while building this RTA. So let me take a break. I'll be right back with you. Alright folks, now as you'll see, now those tails I kept cutting shorter and shorter. Now I did tuck those tails down into the wicking slot. Now once I tuck those down into the wicking slot, I do cut them again. I cut those tails again. I don't want it's almost like a dam method on the top with just a little tail hanging down through. So it almost looks like a comb. You see that? It almost looks like a comb. And if you think that that's a little too much, like I just pulled that down some, and when doing so, I feel as I need to trim that again. So I did. Now, this holds a lot of V-liquid. Let me tell you, when you go to make this, you better make sure you've got plenty of V-liquid, because it takes a frig ton to do it. Now, as I say, we want to run this in 5mm mode. See, pretty simple. Very, very simple. Not hard at all. When you put it in, make sure you make that hard angle cut where you have a tail down. Start trimming that tail up. You'll tuck it into the wicking port. Then once you do, you trim that tail up until it just barely hangs through, and it sort of looks like teeth or a comb hanging down. Now, here's the piece that was in the peripheral pouch. Now, what you want to do is you want to attach that directly to this top cap. We're going to screw that right in. We're going to screw it right on. Now, after doing so, we will now put on the glass extension. We will screw it all together. Now, as I said, you can't screw the top and the bottom of this together while it's on a device or a stand. So we must take it off. Alright, I tell you what, I'm going to screw this back together, as you see. Make sure everything's nice and tight. I'm going to juice it up, and then I'll meet you back up top, and I'll give you all my thoughts on the Wotofo Profile Unity RTA by Mr. Just Right and TVC. Alright, my little sportsman buddies. Now we've got it back. Now we're back up top with the Profile Unity RTA by Mr. Just Right and TVC. Let's have a vape, and I'll give you all my thoughts on this Profile Unity RTA. Woo! Wow, did y'all see that? Oh, that's what you couldn't. But you can now, but no, seriously. Wow, flavor, flavor, flavor. Did I say flavor? I mean for days. Wow. This airflow is smooth, smooth, smooth. I've got all 5 airflows open on each side, as you can see. Because whether you're just on one, you're just on the other. The A10 drip tip that they gave me, I know it looks blue on camera probably, but it's actually a purple and it's beautiful. I'll tell you, it's such a clean taste. It's so crisp. I'll tell you, if y'all will wick this the exact way I showed you how to, you'll not have any wicking problems whatsoever. You'll not get any of those. You will definitely not get a dry hit, and you'll not have any horror stories to tell anyone. And I think most of them here are just horror stories. Because, you know, if you're an experienced builder, you're not going to have so much trouble. And if you're wondering why my water just took that vape on, what waters I'm running at? Focus. Focus. Well, this is like having a 3-year-old. Well, anyway, it's at 53 watts. I'm not at my normal 72, 75, you know. That's sort of, you know, what I consider mid-range is around 50 to maybe 75. But, you know, I'm used, but, you know, this you can use on the lower spectrum. I tell you, if you haven't tried a mesh tank, I suggest you run out and you get one of these immediately, just as soon as they're released. They're going to have them in loads of colors. The vape is absolutely incredible. You know, what more can I say about it? It's absolutely beautiful. You can check them out. I believe 8 Vape just got them in today, if I'm not mistaken. And I am the Vaping Sportsman, Chris Brown, and this was another In Your Face review. Have a good Friday.